and welcome to another Lunch and Learn from Roofer's Coffee Shop. My name is Heidi Ellsworth, and we are here to learn about the future of roofing. Yes, the future of roofing, and that's all around how homeowners, how building owners are going to be buying from roofing contractors. So we have the experts in the field who are bringing the technology that the industry needs, and those are the experts from Roofle. I would love to introduce and welcome Mike Goldenstein and Travis Harvego to this Lunch and Learn. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Good morning.
So happy to have you both here. What an important topic of where we are going. And I think we were just talking recently, it's not just looking in the crystal ball, we're actually stepping into the crystal ball of how homeowners and building owners are going to be purchasing their roofs in the future. And you are at the very front of it. So before we jump into this lunch and learn, I do want to remind everybody to download their discussion sheets. This is going to be a great discussion that you're going to want to take some notes on. So hopefully you're all sitting together, eating your lunch and making notes on your discussion sheets that you've downloaded. And then don't forget, afterwards, you can go to our quiz on Roofer's Coffee Shop and take a quiz and get a certificate of completion and be put into a contest to win a box of love from Roofer's Coffee Shop at the end of the month. So we look forward to hearing from you and what you think of this event as you take that quiz and also are involved with all of our lunch and learns. So let's get started. First of all, let's start with introductions. So Mike, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do with Roofle?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the chief revenue officer at Roofle. I've been in the roofing industry since 1992 as an installer and then as a company owner. I did that for 18 years and then in manufacturing for almost 13 years. I've been with Roofle for a year now, a little bit over a year, and really having the time of my life. It's so much fun to not just have a company that works for it. It's fantastic and it's a great culture and all of that stuff. It's amazing technology. But also having a bigger picture. You talk about e-commerce, and it's a big picture, transformative time that we're in roofing, and it's exciting to be a part of that and being able to train that to contractors that are either afraid of it or quickly to embrace it.
Mike, I can relate so well to you. Just remembering my days starting with Eagle View, it's such an exciting time to be bringing that kind of technology to the industry. So welcome, and thank you for being here today to help everybody learn about it. Travis, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, CEO of Roofle and co-founder as well. Was in contracting for about 12 years, so I'm a recovering contractor. So found myself from the contracting space into the technology space, and haven't looked back since. And here to help build software for contractors that will help them advance their business and kind of look forward to the future of really what's coming down here in the construction space.
And there is so much coming. So let's talk about our 3 learning objectives that we're going to have today. And that will be the path to e-commerce in roofing as our first learning objective, the Contractor Loan Pro CLP financing, which is our second learning objective, and very exciting, the Owens Corning and Roofle partnership, our third learning objective. So let's get started with our first learning objective, the path to e-commerce in roofing. Mike, I would love for you to just talk about why e-commerce is important. Where are we going?
Yeah, and it's such a fun discussion to have, but I think we need to start specifically with defining e-commerce. We see that word thrown out. We see it on social media. We see it talked about on stage at some of the events. And everybody has their own or can have their own definition of what e-commerce is. So let's work with the specific definition in that a roof, in this case, would be purchased 100% entirely online without a salesperson going out to the job site. And that's kind of why we talk in terms of the pathway to e-commerce, because we're not really there yet. If we are, it is a very small percentage of jobs that are being sold 100% online, where the homeowner is coming on a contractor website, choosing their materials, choosing their warranties, understanding the entire value proposition, probably seeing a mock-up of what the products would look like on their house, and then actually making the transaction, signing the contract and making the transaction. That's pretty rare. But that being said, it's coming, and we've been aware of that, and Roofle has been aware of that for over 4 years now, and our purpose is to equip local contractors to be equipped to be able to handle that transition. We know that 80% of adults in America are already doing e-commerce, shopping online, making transactions on a daily basis. Roofing has never really been part of that. And I think most of that has been because we lack the technology to be able to even accomplish that. Like, we can't get measurements and pitch and complexity in seconds before. Now we do. So now this is where we're clearly on a pathway to where the consumer who's already been conditioned to make buying decisions online, entirely online, and making large transactions. We're buying trucks and even homes online. It's coming to the space. And so the really the fun thing and the question is to what does this look like between now and then to every individual roofing contractor?
Yeah, it really it is. We all see it because we're an Amazon society, right? We do this every day in our personal lives, and obviously buying a roof is very personal. And so it is, how do we slowly go down that path where homeowners or consumers have the right information and enough of information to make a good buying decision? Also, I think that's really important because you don't want to have bad experiences. So Travis, let's as part of this first learning objective, let's talk a little bit about what is Roofle, and kind of your view of how this would help people down the path and kind of change the industry.
Yeah. So what is it? It's a software that you install onto your website. That's the first part of it, is installing it on your website. But you don't only have to install on your website. You can also use it in the field as well. So it all starts with number one, converting leads on your website, giving the consumer ultimately really what they want, which is some sort of price, which is really what they want when they come to shop for a project. Where do I start? What's this going to cost? What should I budget for? How do I set myself up for this? And they're also in a time crunch. People don't have as much time as they used to. And so both parents typically work now in a household, and they need to be able to make decisions and get the information quickly. So it starts with that. And so then we work with the instant quote, getting that within seconds into their hands. And then we work our way down towards towards like a final quote. And that's kind of one of our newer releases that we just did, which is basically advanced proposals, or I'm sorry, advanced quoting, is the next part that they go down. So they start instant quote, and then they work their way down with adding essentially, do I have skylights? Do I have multiple layers? What shingles do I want? They start working their way down that path towards figuring out, more of a customized experience towards what's that final price actually going to be. Do I want to purchase upgrades? Do I want this extra ridge vent? Do I want these extra things? And what are those additional costs that are going to be there? So it's about getting them started with the process, making it so that they have it right there at their fingertips, so that they're the ones that are in control of the things that they really want. And it's really a homeowner buying experience or shopping experience right there from the screen of their phone, right there from the comforts of their couch, to where they're ultimately in control. And then from there, they're able to utilize our integrations in the software as well, which we have integrations for detailed measurements as well. So we have two different measurement providers that are in there, that they can go in there and get those measurements. If they need detailed measurements to kind of work their way down towards that proposal or job ordering, that's in the platform as well. So it's kind of the one-stop shop, to where essentially, like, you can start a project in there by the homeowner starting that project, and then you as the contractor can kind of complete them down the way to being able to send that order off to be able to get that project started.
It makes sense, right? And don't we do this? I kind of want to think through that, because really we do this all the time with different buying experiences. I had looking at cars. My husband's looking at trucks, right? He starts at the very top, and then you kind of go, well, I want this, and I want that, and I want this. And then, so the consumers are used to this type of process of working through that. So, Mike, let's talk just a little bit about that incorporation for the roofing contractors, because, like you said, and I love this learning objective, it's the path. So no one should freak out that this isn't happening tomorrow, but it is happening. So you need to be aware of the path to walk down. So Mike, what should contractors kind of be looking at to incorporate this?
it's been one of the most thrilling part of being with Roofle and watching this. I'm the one that gets to go out of the shows and the conferences. I'm the one that's has probably a bigger presence on social media. So I'm listening to the stories come in. And again, it's contractors having the ability that they are only limited by their own creativity. And in its base form, we're a widget that goes on a contractor website, on their personal, their local contractor website. And so if they have good, effective SEO, SEM, they've got decent traffic, they might have hundreds, if not, possibly thousands of visitors every month to their website. It works great. And the reason why it works great is because it's a compelling reason. It's much more compelling than just having hey, fill out this form and we'll schedule an appointment for, a consultation or an inspection. Now you're saying, press here and we are going to give you a quote on your personal property in seconds. So that compelling reason goes through the funnel. Now, what about these contractors that don't really have that already built out on their websites? That's where they're getting very creative. I just was literally seconds ago sent a picture of a guy at a home show, and he's got a QR code, and people and the homeowners that are coming through this home show are not going to leave their booth without getting seeing everything from the manufacturers that they install, the crews, the pictures of job installs. They're getting to talk to those customers, but they're not leaving that booth without getting a quote on their roofing project. So there's so many different ways to take this. We have multiple guys out there that are putting the QR codes on the tailgates of the truck saying, get a quote on your roof before the light turns green. Like, the possibilities have not been here prior to today. And so really contractors are starting to embrace the ability to have a more compelling reason for homeowners to now have that conversation with them. Our online subscribers, they're the ones that are implementing on their website, which is really our most popular, and that's how most people are using it. They're seeing their conversion rate on their website go up on an average of 6 times. So if you have an average contractor website in America today is getting on a contractor website, it's getting about 1 to 2% conversion rate. 1 or 2 out of 100 visitors are going to give their contact information to the contractor to be able to have that conversation of possibly going down and getting their roof done. With our software, our subscribers are getting, 10, 12, sometimes up to 20% and more, depending on how they're using it. Now, their cost per lead is going down, and these are high qualified and exclusive leads. So just the number of ways that this is being embraced as even a primary marketing strategy for companies. And again, that's the evolution of the industry. That's where e-commerce and the pathway of e-commerce is coming, where contractors are now thinking very differently about how they market their companies, because that's what the consumers are demanding.
It makes, okay. I have to just say, I love the truck QR. That get a quote before the light turns green. I am just like, now you shouldn't be doing that on your cell phones, of course, in the phone, or in the car. But that's so creative, Mike. I just love that. And you can kind of see where really progressive contractors are starting to say, okay, this is going to bring them in, and that lead conversion. That is amazing. I think one of the things, and this is going to lead us to our second learning objective, is really homeowners, consumers, building owners, whoever it may be, also kind of need to know what to spend. How am I going to do this? Is it even viable? I need a roof, but how is that viable? So that's really where the financing comes in. And our second learning objective, the Contractor Loan Pro, CLP, financing. Travis, can you take us down, kind of help everybody understand how this works and how it works within Roofle?
Yeah, financing is always kind of the elephant in the room in contracting. Finance is like, it's a great thing that's needed, right? But it's like, how do we sell it? How do we roll it out? How do we implement it? How do we present it? And so we find, even when I was a sales rep, I was always scared of finance because I didn't really know how to present it and how to get the plans. What plans do I choose? Which one my manager tell me not to offer this week? So within this, in the platform, it allows the homeowner to come there, get their instant quote, so they understand how much this is going to cost. So now they can go and get pre-approved for financing. And so that's what this really allows to do, is that the homeowner sees the instant price. They say, okay, it's going to be between 10 and 15,000. They can then go and get pre-approved right there with inside of our technology for their finance. And so they start that process. It takes about 2 clicks and about 3-4 questions that they need to answer, and then they get that pre-approval. So now, as a contractor, you haven't required a sales rep to present the financing. You allowed a software to present the financing to the homeowner. They went through it, themselves. And this is all fully customizable by the contractor. So they are the ones that setting up the plans. So you only allow the plans that you want the homeowner to see, so that they can only choose from those options. So if you don't want higher dealer fees or whatever you don't want in there, maybe you only want no-nos or whatever it may be, you can just show those ones to the homeowner. So essentially now the homeowner is the one that's selecting the finance. So now not only do you have a qualified lead that's coming through interested in a project, you also have them pre-approved for financing. So now all you have to do is, have a conversation with them as far as just having them finalize that finance, because everything else has already been done for you. And so that's really the great thing about what this actually does in the platform, is essentially having them start it. And then once they start the application, then kind of that AI automated communication kicks in between the finance company and the homeowner to kind of finish that process automatically. So now you don't have to worry about trying to train really your sales reps on how to use finance. It really kind of takes it out of there, and which a lot of companies are worried about as far as how that they're going to be able to, offer that to the homeowner.
And the homeowners are going to see this ahead of time, as are the contractor is going to see what they're interested in, what they want to do. So again, it kind of takes the whole, like, we already see what you're interested in. We already know what you want, what kind of financing. And right now, all of our folks who are watching this are seeing some examples of how this works online. And you can see how easy it is for the homeowner to walk through that process. But what are you hearing back, Travis, from some of the contractors out there who have started using this?
Nothing but great things as far as being able to use it. As far as now that they went from not being able to sell finance or not knowing how to sell finance to now essentially adopting a technology that really sells finance for them. And so now they're able to sell more jobs and be more efficient, because our technology also allows you to build in what we call that dealer fee into the price. So a lot of times contractors get confused on how that whole thing works. And so now this really kind of just builds it into the price. And they say this has been very, very slick. I think we're up to 300-400 jobs financed through the tool already. And you're looking at a matter of 6 to 8 months that this has been rolled out. So we've had hundreds of jobs that have already been financed with this technology, with the contractors. And so we even have some new features rolling out here in the next couple months, to where essentially that goes even further to help them get more applications that we're going to have by being able to put different things on their website to help start that application process. And then not only that, get it in their sales reps' hands. So let's say you have a customer who essentially hasn't came through the experience yet, but now you're able to give that power to really your sales reps to just simply hand over a tablet, hand over their phone and say, here you go. That's all you have to do. And then they can initiate that process without them having to try to explain it as well. So it's gone really well. It's really, I think we have a 65% adoption rate with all of our subscribers that have adopted this finance piece. And we also have some custom finance as well. So not only do we have our Contractor Loan Pro, but we also have some custom finance options as well. So essentially, if you don't want to work with essentially that type of software, if you already have a current finance provider that you use, you can also bring that to the table as well into the platform and use kind of a custom finance option that we have as well. So if you're using finance, this is definitely the way to go, and how to present it to the customers and at least get that process started.
And what I like, again, and it really goes back to what we were talking about earlier, is there is a hybrid opportunity here. There is the opportunity where they may just give you all the information up front on the website, but as salespeople are sitting in the office, or sitting at the kitchen table, they can actually help consumers walk through that financing. I think that's brilliant. So it takes a little bit of the fear out of it. You can kind of work your way through this to make sure that you're giving the best customer experience. Just talk a little bit, Travis, along with this learning objective too, of, you being a contractor, you all know, Roofle as a company is very familiar with exactly how roofing companies work, and the relationships you built with the finance companies. Because, let's just be honest, there's a lot of cynicism at times about financing and what's going on. So tell us a little bit about how you built this partnership and really what you see how it can help.
Yeah, so we built this relationship, especially with a company that had tech in mind. We wanted to find a very tech minded company that was willing to essentially build something like this out, because some of the companies look at it as kind of risky to build this kind of within tech. And I know that finance gets a little weird sometimes, and how you present things, what you can say, what you can't say. It's kind of a whole different business, really, in itself. It's much different than the roofing space, where they have so many, they have legal looking over it, and there's so many actual laws in place, lending laws and things like that. They've really embraced it. From what I heard, that we're actually one of their top performing integrations, things that have been built out, and they have thousands and thousands of people that they built, things for, or use finance with. So this thing is really taken off. And I think they've even kind of taken the idea to some other areas of construction outside of, our realm is that, because it has taken off so well and has been so well adopted. And with that, we built a really good relationship with them, so that essentially we have a couple other people right on call, to where if we have difficulty getting the contractor set up, we can call them, get them right over to the contractor. And customer service is big in that part of it, because once days, weeks go by, or even hours go by, the contractor gets disinterested in doing this. Okay, well, I'll move on to something else, and I don't really want to do it anymore. So being able to build those relationships, huge. And not only that, being able to give essentially our contractor the best options when it comes to finance, getting them like the rates that they can get are as good, if not better, than other ones that I've seen out there in other programs. So not only do you get this introduced into technology, but you're also getting really good rates as well.
That's great. And there's so many different ways for consumers to do that. Some people, no money down, pay it all off in 12 months. I cannot memorize to say, you probably can, all the different programs that are out there, but it really is going to fit whatever model or whatever the consumers are looking for. So it's brilliant. Okay, let's take this to our third learning objective, which is so exciting. This is just such an exciting new development out there for Roofle and for the industry overall, and for sure for Owens Corning. So the Owens Corning and Roofle partnership is the third learning objective. Travis, what's happening?
Yeah, so this is we've formed dozens and dozens of partnerships with great partners all over the industry, and so this one here we're really excited about, to be able to work with Owens Corning and just how forward thinking they are. We match up very well with them with the way that they look at technology. They've built out essentially a tech stack for their contractors, so it's just kind of a natural fit, and to bring us into this tech stack as far as what they've already introduced. So yeah, this partnership is big, and a couple of things that we have with this partnership. I think it really starts with kind of that customized experience, that we offer for those contractors. So we have a specialized onboarding that we have with them. So once they come on with us, they do get a specialized onboarding, to where essentially we're helping their product cards with all Owens Corning stuff in there. And then also getting more dynamic by listing out different products, such as like, the ridges, the underlayments, and things like that, to where now you get more detailed, to where now you get customers more interested, because you're using more dynamic names and exact names rather than just ridge cap, and simple things like that. We're building out more dynamic pages. And then also Owens Corning offers some great things, like such as visualizers and more tools like that they offer, that now we're getting their contractors on board with those tools as well. So that's kind of part of like this very special onboarding setup, to where like we're making their stuff a little bit more dynamic than others whenever they do come on, with us, and they are an Owens Corning platinum preferred or preferred contractor. They are getting more things, and they're getting access to more technology that Owens Corning may already offer, that they can build into the widget itself or build into our technology itself. And that's kind of the first piece, but then it's the ongoing support. The biggest thing is that I hear people when they buy software, they say, "What's your ongoing support like? I've bought software and I can't get a hold of somebody. They can't ever help me." And so essentially we brought on a team that's dedicated to customer support, to be there for them, because we know that when you implement technology, you can't take it all in. So you have to implement it kind of in pieces. And that's really what we understand about contractors, is taking it in pieces. So we have ongoing customer support, for these contractors, to where as they start to implement these pieces, we have different touch points with them as far as checking in to make sure they're getting all these tools that are going to be implemented within the software itself. And then kind of the last piece is really the savings, by being able to give them essentially $1,000 off the subscription if essentially they are an Owens Corning contractor, by giving them that $1,000 discount off of the software as well. And this is kind of just the first part. One thing with Owens Corning is that we are looking at other things, to ways to be innovative in this space, and to bring more technology, into the space. So there will be more things that we're going to be working on. And then kind of the last one is really the integrations part of it. Is that they do have a tech stack, if you know about Owens Corning, and they have all these different pieces of technology that they kind of help roll out to the contractors. Well, we are the ultimate top of funnel tool. So we start at the front. We are a bolt-on. We're like an add-on. So you don't have to switch technologies to use our stuff. You don't have to switch CRMs and things like that. You can have all your existing softwares that you currently use, and you can add this, and then we have nice integrations already in place that make everything kind of seamless to be able to add this technology into your current tech stack that you're using as a contractor.
How smart is that? Again, a contractor perspective. Please don't make me change everything.
I know as a contractor, like, it was a 4 to 6 month process to change anything. If I was going to change over anything at all, it was always going to be 4 to 6 months to implement something new, because I had to kind of shut something down, have the other one where I'm moving everything into it. And this is essentially just bring it in, start it up, connect some of the integrations, connect some of the webhooks that we have available. And now everything is seamlessly flowing into wherever you currently have your current workflow that's actually operating right now. So it is very seamless, and it just makes a lot of sense overall to be able to bring us into that tech stack and introduce us to all those Owens Corning contractors, to get them on board with this great software.
That makes so much sense. So Mike, I'm thinking about all those Owens Corning contractors out there, right? And now they have a customized widget, they have a customized experience. Talk just a little bit about what this is going to mean to so many of the contractors that you work with. And we know platinum contractors, all Owens Corning contractors, are just cream of the crop.
Yeah, for sure. And when I was last selling and installing roofs, the price of that roof has doubled, if not tripled, since then. So you think about that, just in 15 years, you're talking 2 to 3 times. It's one of the reasons why now these the Owens Corning contractors who do not want to lose any value or branding in the process of this pathway to e-commerce, now everything that they do, from understanding warranties and how they work. I know in my days as a manufacturer rep, like, it's really important for contractors to be able to separate themselves with their value proposition. I'm not just another guy who came in and can throw on some shingles. Like Travis was saying, we're using Pro Armor, we're using synthetic felts, we're using a full system, and we're offering workmanship warranties that's backed by the manufacturer. Within this process, you can still embrace all of those things that help set you apart. You're just doing it now on your website. And it's so important for you to continue to bolster that trust from your consumer, who's now, instead of paying $7,000-$8,000 for a roof, now you're talking $18,000, $20,000, $30,000 for that roof. Being able to capture those sales and helping the homeowners feel confident that they're making the right choice for the amount of money that they're making on this purchase.
It's so true. And I think this kind of partnership with Owens Corning really brings all of that together. The brands, the technology, the information, everything. So Travis, if contractors out there want to get involved, they're ready to start talking, what do they do?
Got to go to roofle.com, search at roofle.com. On there, you'll be able to see our page to where it'll explain. They can even go through the software themselves. They can even test it. I encourage them to put in their own address and give it a test to see how it actually works. On there, we have all of our pricing details. And then most importantly, that's where they can book a demo. And once they book a demo, we'll have our customer success agents meet with them, and we can kind of walk through how it would work with their company, kind of show what would be like on their website. Is this technology right for them? Because it may not be ready for everybody. Not everybody is ready for it. And so our guys are really, really good at actually introducing it and talking about it and seeing if it's right for them and how that they can prepare for it to get ready. So go to roofle.com, go check it out, test it out for yourself, and book a demo so that you can learn more about it.
I love that last comment you said. Everyone may not be ready right now, but now is the time to start getting ready. So if you're not ready right now, still have that discussion, do the demo, get with the customer success team to find out what you need to do to get to that next step, because e-commerce, as we said, the path to e-commerce, we're on the path and we're walking it right now. So we need everybody on the path. Gentlemen, thank you so much for all this information. This has been just a fantastic Lunch and Learn, and we appreciate everything you're doing, not just sharing the information today, but what you're doing to help take the industry to the next level. Talk about roofing respect. This is what this is all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Heidi.
And thank you all for watching. Please, I know you have those discussion sheets out. Please fill them out. And now go to the quiz to find out how much you heard today, and you can always watch it again. But you'll get that certificate completion, and you will also be entered into win a box of love by simply taking that quiz and letting us know what you thought about this Lunch and Learn. We appreciate you so much. Please join us again next month for the next Lunch and Learn, and check out all of our Lunch and Learns under the RLW navigation. This is how your company can come together over lunch or any time that works for you to learn more about what's going on in the industry and how you can improve your business. Thank you so much, and have a great day.